Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid. Roles can be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel and all my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I do look at everything, but we take more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, see how they play out as karmic themes to help you understand why everything's playing out the way that it is. Very important when you're dealing with a person that has a lot of spiritual blockages. They wear masks, they create personas, they get in their own way, they sabotage the connection. And we want to know why we're attracting that person into our life. What is the whole spiritual significance to it? And what can we do to actually create a new reality? Since there's many different realities that play it at one time, and the person that's coming into our life is considered karmic. Karmic means learn. We tend to associate karmic with bad, but it's not. It means learn. So if we do something different, we could actually avoid negative karmic consequences. And we need to do something in order to learn and actually to make the karmic, many times, receive their karma. A lot of times, if you enter into a relationship with someone that has a lot of baggage and has accumulated a lot of negative karma, you're volunteering taking part of that karma if you choose to be with that person. So it's really, really, really important to know who you're getting involved with. Now, anything of any importance or relevance to the channel, you can find in the description box. All right, we're going to jump right on in today. I'm going to start by using my deck, the Psychic Soul Healer Oracle deck. I love this deck because I love the colors and the words. As you can see, merciless forgiveness, all shadow words, consciousness, as you can see them popping out. And they're big. So these cards you can use for meditation and reflection practices. You can utilize them to actually learn how to deepen your psychic abilities as well as, your intuitive capabilities. And it comes with a workbook that has over 75 different exercises to heal karma, whether that's family karma, ancestral karma, collective karma. There's a bunch of spreads in the beginning of the workbook too that will show you how to do these type of exercises, healing exercises. All right, we're going to be using this deck first to actually see. So the word of the video is stuck. Now let's pull another one to just get a different perception. Oh, knowing. Well, it does say knowing. It does say again, wisdom. I guess my backdrop is still on here without me realizing it because I'm seeing sparkles on the side. But it says wisdom. It says that and knowledge. And when we're talking about wisdom and knowledge from like a higher state of consciousness, what that means is there's a knowing. You don't know how you know, you just know. ESP through the heart and mind. So this is a soulmate connection and most likely a past life karmic mate because stuck is a lower energy. So you're in connection with someone that you're in separation from, and they don't really know how to get out of their situation. And I feel like you're not talking to them. So I don't really feel like anything is happening between you and this person. Now let's see what's going on. But let's see what's going on first, how this person feels, what their inner truths are. So we're going to, again, these are two different decks. As you can see, I'm just going to put my deck over there because I use it at the end. The end. And we are going to, again, see what's going on with this person. What are they doing right now? What are they doing right now? Being that they're stuck, what are they doing? Why are they stuck? It's again, well, part of this person that was holding back, waiting for you to contact them. It's again because we see competition. And so, they're in competition with I don't believe that they're in competition with you now. I feel like they're stuck, but why aren't they reaching out? And I feel like they put themselves in competition with you before they got stuck. And I feel like they're actually reflecting back on how many times they screwed up They had many opportunities to come back to you, but due to their pride, their ego, and that's why I say competition, this person was imbalanced. They were coming from a place of their wound. They were also coming from a place of their ego. So the ego is, you need to be subservient to me. You need to cave to me. I'm not gonna like go to you. I'm not going to show you how deep I have feelings for you. I'm not really gonna give you anything to again express anything because I don't know what I'm doing with my life. And that's, they never told you that they didn't know what they were doing in their life. They made it sound like they were either leaving or in the process of a divorce or the divorce already happened. But this person was living in balance for a long time. And so it was easy for them to put themselves in competition with you. So I feel like this person is stuck because they showed you also a different side of them that doesn't really even exist. It existed because again they had somebody that they didn't really know what they were doing. And now this person, I feel like we choose to come to you, but they realize that so much time has passed by that they don't really know for sure whether you would take them back. So it's almost like they're afraid to move into the unknown. So when we look a little bit deeper, what it says, I feel like I can be my true self around you. So again, this person still feels a very strong connection. I can't stand the thought of you being with someone else. And it's because they do feel comfortable. I didn't mean what I said. So I feel like this person like acted like you weren't important to them. I feel like you said something to this person like, hey, I really need you to be there for me, or I really need you to show me how you feel. And this person was adamant about not showing you anything. If anything, they made it sound like you weren't important in their life. And I feel like whatever it was that you were going through, so you might have been going through like somebody might have been very sick in your home, or again, maybe you just were going through school and you needed more support. Whatever it was that you were going through, going to be different for everyone. But whatever it was, you really wanted this person to show up for you. And they didn't, and you said something to them. And instead of them apologizing, they made it sound like you're not really that important to me. I don't know why you would expect me to be there for you. So I feel like you disconnected when they said that. And they're realizing that, they didn't treat you well at all, that they didn't give you anything. And I don't think that this person ever once sat and thought for any amount of time about how they were treating you until you disconnected from them. And even then, they were like, oh, more or less caught up in, oh, you're not talking to me. Well, I guess what, I'm not going to talk to you either because you're mad at me. Well, I'm mad at you. It's like you think that I should have did something for you. Well, it's like, I don't know why you think that I should do something for you. Who are you? Who are you to tell me what to do? Like, all cocky until a lot of time went by. Now this person's looking at this situation through a different perspective, and they're saying, well, I think I was the toxic one. You are the first person to make me feel this way. Yeah, normally this person doesn't care about what they do. They don't. You could see that. It's again, they tend to be someone that says things without thinking. They tend to react. I feel like they don't have strong bonds, strong connections. So the fact that this person is like, wait a minute, I'm looking back on the connection that I had with you, and what I'm seeing is I had, it was an easy connection. I could be myself around you. I miss you. And I wasn't nice. I was actually the toxic one. I thought you were toxic. And they did. They acted like you were toxic when really I feel like you're like, why am I going to continue to hold space for someone that's not, can't even show up for me? I'm afraid of losing you. So if you want to know where they are right now, they're in this space, but they're stuck. And why are they stuck? I mean, I'm kind of already know why they're stuck, but we're going to ask anyway. Um, to see like is there interference going on in their environment? Are they like Can they leave? Like, let's see what's going on inside their mind. Or are they just stuck because they would actually have to come back and apologize? See, one will tell you that this person really cares. Another one tells you that they're still in their ego, that they could lust you. They could be triggered because you left and they don't like the fact of how you left. So if they're narcissistic, so again, they could think that they have feelings. I only say that because we see a lot of blocks already. Roundabout. So, like I said, I feel like this person just, it's circular reasoning. It's almost like this person really, like I said, when they walked away, they really thought that they were walking away for good. And now what they're saying is again that they want to take this new direction. And they're almost waiting for the perfect timing to come back. Almost like there needs to be a reason why they bump into you. Like the roundabout is that. It's like this person is not really going to come at you directly. It's almost like I feel like they're going to try and bump into you because they don't really know how to recover from this without humbling themselves, and they are in their ego. They don't really want to humble themselves, is what we're seeing. So it's like once you see this person, I feel like they're going to tell you like a lot of information. They're going to like tell you everything. It's almost like a flood of emotion is going to come out. They're going to say everything, tell you how they feel. And I think that this person thinks that they can win you over with how they feel, but understanding, be careful, because this is what I was afraid of. Betrayal. Betrayal. It's a toxic situation. A web of control. And this is what I feel like because I said they're not coming back directly. See, roundabout, they're taking a new direction, but they're taking a new direction because, hey, they didn't take the opportunity to be with you. They don't really know whether they want to leave their situation, whatever that situation is. We didn't even look, it hasn't even come up. That's not even a factor here, which makes me feel like this person is lazy, doesn't really want to change whatever their situation is. However, they don't like the way that you disconnected from them. And that, so it triggered a bunch of emotions and feelings with inside of them because you took your power back. But spirit is saying, be careful because this person, like it's a toxic situation or a relationship, like entrapment. Like again, this person wants to bump into you, like a roundabout. They're not coming to you directly. When they come to you, they're going to give you a lot of information, but spirit said emotionally to trigger you emotionally is why they're giving you so a flow of information so that you kind of get caught up in their story, you kind of get caught up in their emotion of what happened to them, which is some story which isn't true. It just redirects the focus, and the redirect the focus is the fact that this person is toxic. They didn't treat you right. Now, what happened is you took your power back. They didn't expect you to disconnect. And what they see is they want to come back. And they want to come back, but be careful. It's this person's very low vibration. They have wounds in the sense that you're not affected. This bothers this person. This person thought that you were someone that you're not. So in the fact that you showed them wrong is pissing them off, almost to the fact that they're going to come back and they're going to say, well, I'm going to make it look like this anyway. So be careful. It's again, defiance. Again, reclaiming power. You took your power back. It doesn't get any more, but like this is what this person's coming back. The defiance. Again, like they're gonna make it like they're expressing their truth, but it's not. It's like almost like they're gonna challenge you. Like again, challenge your status quo. Like again, your status, how people perceive you. Like it's bothering this person so much that you disconnected from them and you took your power back, that this person has a lot of different feelings and emotions about it. And understand it's not like they don't have feelings for you. They do. But it's again, you are a soulmate, but this person was looking at you from like again a very low vibration because they're in a low vibration. They projected a lot. This person is normally with people of a lower vibration. They misjudged you. And so you disconnected. Now they're sitting in it. They hate the fact that you made them look bad. It's again, you shattered their image. Yeah, this person's so pissed off. It's like, again, almost like what this person thought that you were like so pure and so like innocent, and understand they know that you wanted a commitment, but you have invincible spiritual power where you saw the many, many like dimensions of this person that yes, they have feelings for you, but they don't want a commitment. They don't like to be faithful to anybody. That's the issue. So it's again that you want to know, are they? Yeah, they're going to contact you again through communication. They're going to say, you feel like home. I love you. You make me feel like we should be together. Like, again, whatever it is that you're doing, they like, again, whatever you're doing. Look, we can leave a legacy. We can become a legacy. It's again, but what this person is like a past life karmic mate. What is going to happen in a few weeks? Almost again, when you're out socializing or gathering, or there's going to be something that you're going to be doing, but whether that's networking, hanging out with associate, um, like you're going to be out doing something, and I feel like this person's going to again try and run into you again, and they're gonna like say that they're gonna try and repair the situation. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna say they want to fix it, that they were gonna give you that commitment, but it's not, it's a contract. Be careful. They're gonna again be banking on the fact that this is a strong connection that you and them have. So, you know, you're again banking on the fact that you're soulmates again, that you do have that, and that you know um they see your abundance, they see again that it's not like they're not attracted, they are attracted. However, this is a person that needs healing, and so you bring up so many different emotions inside this person because they're not on your level. See, a person with a lower vibration, again, is somebody that always needs someone to feed their ego. They're always trying to create the environment that reflects the self-image that they want to portray. So we always associate these people with narcissists, right? Sociopaths, people that don't really seem to have a conscience. And they're not, because they're coming more from a survival state of consciousness. And it's because they don't like who they are. They have so much trauma that they don't know who they are, because no one's their trauma, just like no one's their emotions and no one's their home or their job. We are what we choose to create. Right, like we create ourselves. It's we get to decide. Like this person's still walking around like with their trauma. And so here it is. They perceived you to be someone that you weren't. They did, yes, there's a strong soul connection, but this person's too low of a vibration to be able to honor that. They realized who you are after you were gone. I could really be myself. It feels like comfort. You feel like home. I've never felt this way about anyone before. But it's again, because they're so wounded and you took your power back, it triggers them. And they're like, almost like, well, who the hell are you to get away from me? And it's like they want to be like, I don't care that you got away from me because your life sucks. You suck. It's again, they would feel better, because the truth of the matter is this person is terrified of intimacy. They have a self-fulfilling prophecy of believing that they can't be loved due to whatever the experiences that they have lived. not because of you. You showed this person a different reality because you showed them a different reality of yourself. That triggered all this person's insecurities. So even though when they first met you, the original feeling is, oh, you feel like home. I can be myself around you. All we see here is me, I, which again, that's the ego running the show. So you would only be as good as what this person needed you for. So and it's not because they don't have feelings, but it's because they're not healed. So expect to hear from them, but again, be prepared because they're not, and also know that they're not honest. That yes, they do have feelings, but they don't really like want a committed relationship. They just want control again. And that control might mean where it looks like you're in a committed relationship, but you're the one that's doing all the work. This person's doing whatever the hell they want to do. And in order for them to be able to do that, that means you're not in your best energy. You're not living your true self. You're not living. And so that is what a karmic contract is. When somebody binds you to a lower consciousness of disempowerment. And it's normally one that mirrors how you were brought up. Like, what was the environment that your family created for you? So, if you grew up in an alcoholic family, if you grew up in a very toxic environment where you had to grow up in survival, you yourself has a closed heart chakra. And so, you're a mirror of who and what comes into your life. Spirit doesn't really look and see the behaviorisms that come from those spiritual blocks. Is that doesn't say, well, you're a good person and this person's a bad person. What it says is there's only two energies, love and fear. So even though this person has bad character and you have good character, but you're still in fear, I have to bring you someone that's going to teach you. So who better to teach you than someone that's on a low vibrational consciousness? But we know that there's a lot of negative consequences that come from being in a connection like this. We know this. So we feel that we're not safe, but there's spiritual knowledge that we can utilize to have discernment of who and what is a good match for us. But we have to understand what is the energy that we still are holding on to. Because when we go through experiences as children that are traumatic, emotionally, it creates an emotional template on the subconscious mind, which is what is determining your energy vibration. So you're not even conscious that you're giving that out. So you're not aware of the habits and the behaviorisms. Now, the habits and behaviorisms that you created to survive now are going to block you from actually obtaining the abundance and the love and the connections that you so desire, which is what solidifies that core belief of believing that you can't have. When really it's not that you can't have, it's that there's many different realities that play out at one time. God made us in its image, so we have the power to create our own life, to quantum jump into the reality that we want to experience. But understanding what are the spiritual blocks, we see inner authority, which isn't a block, but we also know when children are forced to grow up very fast and without support, they have to rely a lot on their intuitiveness on themselves. And that is seen as rebellious a lot of times as we get older, is that we don't want to follow directions. We don't want to do things the way that everyone else does them because conventional life tends to be boring when you're creative. That's what winds up happening. You become a creative because if no one's raising you, the child raises itself. And the child is not running to books normally to learn. It's learning through doing, learning through becoming. That's why it says in the Bible, be like childlike. And it's by putting their energy towards something that wants to grow, but it's through leading through their higher self. That's what inner authority is. It's that strong intuition. So this is actually a gift that came from growing up imbalanced, we see, because it was confusion. So again, when we grow up in a family where there is spiritual blocks, no matter what they are, parents have habits and behaviorisms that contradict love, that contradict what it is that they're trying to do. And that's because, again, they're stuck in their trauma. So it becomes confusing, like if a parent is always angry and you're like, I didn't do anything wrong, but this parent is always angry and I assume that it's towards me. It's so I don't really know how to have a connection. You were never able to really connect with that parent on an emotional level where you felt safe. That's the energetic imprint. So if we break it down, it would really be like abandonment, even if the parent was there. It's that they weren't there on an emotional level, on a psychological level. And so again, we see shame. Now, shame is always associated with being bad. You're bad. Now, without support and living by what you feel as a kid, and I always see this kid as being a little bit rebellious because he looks that way, right? With the studs on his arms and on belt, and how it's like you're not getting past me. So almost like that empath energy, and that empath energy is when we come from an environment that was harsh, and it was I can't trust my parents. But understand, parents that are wounded project their shame onto their children. This is what ancestral karma is. Do they mean to do that? No. What happens is that we all go in and out of consciousness, and we all have fragmented pieces of ourselves where we detach and disassociate from. So what happens is that we get put into a situation that triggers us emotionally, which awakens that trauma. But if you're not healed, and which back in the day, they didn't know about healing, so people projected a lot. They projected their anger, their resentment, their life, their problems onto their children. Did they mean to do that? No, they just didn't have any tools to work with. They were spiritually imbalanced. And spiritually imbalanced means, again, we don't understand about life. Life is confusing. It's difficult. Why is life so difficult? Life is difficult when you're only navigating from a physical perspective, which is the laws of the earth, which is from a very logical and analytical mind, where everything is with systems, but every system doesn't support every single individual. That's first of all. We are not a one size fits all society. We all have different needs, we all have different wants, different desires, as we should. So when we look at things through a spiritual perspective, we understand that there are no boundaries. We aren't any. So you were someone that had always listened to yourself. But in the fact that you always listened to yourself and you weren't able to be manipulated by your environment, you were seen as bad because your environment wanted to project their shame onto you. And so we know, again, alcoholic families or families that just are spiritually sick. Like, again, it's their life didn't work. Finances are a problem, and finances are a problem as well as relationships. Why? Because you're dealing with people that don't like who they are. So how can they be in a relationship, a balanced relationship? So they projected a lot of their crap onto you. That's exactly what this person did to you, which is like, why am I? And Spirit says, because you need to learn about forgiveness. It's like you need to learn. It's again, and understand that you also got gifts from living in that environment. That inner authority means you're very psychic, you're very spiritual, you're someone that can connect to all different people. You might even have healing capabilities, Spirit saying, being that you grew up in that type of environment. So you have great empathy of saying, I understand. And Spirit says, those are all gifts, and you might not think that they are, but it's the other side of shame. The other side of shame is to give, right? To utilize your gifts to be able to see what other people have, and to help them so that again they're not overwhelmed, because you understand what it's like to feel overwhelmed when you don't have that support, when your parents are not happy because they're struggling in their life, because life is hard, because everything's expensive, because hey, this person, is working a job that they don't really like, but they need to pay their bills. And then now they have children, now they have a house, now they have car payment, now they have, well, and now this person wants to go, their wife wants to go away on vacation, or their spouse wants to buy a new car. It's again the expenses that life got ahead of them. And they looked at themselves as, I'm inadequate, there's something wrong. I'm ashamed. Why? Because the neighbors bought a new car. The neighbor's got a new car, and I'm looking at my junk car that's sitting in the driveway. So we lived in a society that got away from spiritual nutrition, about understanding that there's much more to life than the car that we drive, the home that we live. We are not our emotions, we're not our experiences. We get to choose and create our heaven on earth. And this is something that you knew, but you got criticized for it. You got told, you don't know what you're doing. How dare you do that? You always got to be different. Shame. Again, and then you begin to walk from that level of consciousness of shame, which means being overly nice, caring too much about what other people think, caring about what other people feel, you know, will bring you to shame when you don't live your truth. It's again, now you might have not been able to live your truth because you had to live the laws of the environment that you grew up in, because mom and dad fed you and you needed to do what they told you to do. But Spirit says, again, now it's about living authentically. It's about living your truth. So again, even if you said, well, I didn't hide who I was, but Spirit says, but you were restricted. And so when you see restricted, what'll happen is you'll get people that come into your life that try to sabotage you, because the perception as a child is, I can't trust these people. I can't trust to be me. So the closest person to you as a child is your mother or your father. So understand then what happens is you wind up manifesting a person that you can't trust. And that is this person. And Spirit says, so you needed to, again, integrate shame. And the only way to integrate shame is to become a new version of yourself. And Spirit says, so we're going to pull, I'm being told, 4 cards. So again, that there are brighter horizons on the future, because again, envision a future filled with potentials and opportunities. See your own genius. Again, you have gifts. You have gifts. Even though you grew up that way, no one can stop you. Again, now, only you stop you. So you have to live very presently, because again, there's still healing that you need to do. And only in the now do you get divine guidance that when you are manifesting, this is a co-creation process. So Spirit says, if you can imagine it, you can create it. Become yourself. Be like childlike. Remember, children don't say, oh, I can't use this. I can't use that. What they use is whatever they find, and they make into whatever they find, into whatever they are imagining. So they may find a box and pretend it's a treehouse. They may find, a something in the garbage, and they're utilizing it through whatever it is that they're imagining. And so Spirit says that you have to use broken structures. Nothing that's in your environment is going to be perfect. You make whatever is in the environment perfect for you. And it's a stepping stone, is what Spirit says. And you can do that and create brighter horizons. It's about the grand journey, that it's not just good experience, but bad experiences help your evolution. So you had to go through this experience to see a different version of yourself, to see a different version of why people do what they do, maybe to forgive, to let go, Remember, the spiritual blockages that you hold within your mind also are held within your body. Your body is your mind's faithful servant, and it makes it very difficult for spirit to work through you. Remember, air, prana, well, it's also known as spirit, which is the universe, works through you when you breathe in that energy. And that's what allows us to create. That's what allows us to, the more that we are clear from those blockages, the more energy we have, right? And the spirit says, don't worry, you're protected. Nothing can stop you. Only you stop you. And that's to where you're choosing to put your energy and release control. Remember, you're not in charge of how you get there. Spirit says, I'm in charge. The universe says, I'm in charge. I'm the person that brings you the people, the situations, the experiences that change your mind and your heart about who you are by helping you to create your heaven on earth. You're not in charge of how you get there because, again, I'm changing your mind and your heart by who I choose to bring into your life and what I choose to make happen in your life. So understand, be strong within yourself. That's what it's about. Release control. You got to be able to go with the flow of life, and we can do that when we're really living our passion for life. Again, that's the second chakra. The passion for life is our true unique individuality where we can go with the flow of life, which means it doesn't matter what's happening in our environment because your choice of focus is on what you do and what you're creating, on becoming yourself. And so you see the path unfolds, and spirit says this person was just like tried to sabotage you before you went on to your great journey and like further on again to infinite possibilities. And spirit says guidance in times of uncertainty. You ask God to guide you and to be the light in your being, to direct the doors that will open into freedom to you and step forward in trust. Release your fate to God, and faith is rewarded. So again, faith talks about releasing control again, meaning that all is in divine order. No one can stop you. You stop you. Keep your focus and your energy towards on what you're creating. Be in that energy. Create the support in your environment to reflect that back. But understand, God says everything that's happening is happening to help you. But just keep your focus because some of those things may trigger you, but nothing can take you off your path, only you. So Spirit says, have faith. Have faith that I'm here. That's the support you'll see. The support that you see is, again, the opportunities that unfold within your life, the protection that you see within your life. And Spirit says, and then you have quantum jumped into the reality that you want to experience, and that's what this person is trying to prevent. They feel you leaving them behind. They feel you moving into a better energy. So once you quantum jump into a better energy, well, again, that releases the spiritual blocks, gives you more energy to help you manifest, and the path unfolds, like I said, and you're leaving this person behind. All right, I'm going to leave that there. You let me know how you resonated with this one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.